Everybody, Nilak here. I'm going to show a quick method I use to get the soldier's brooch up to +6 without using any high level motes. I just use +1 motes. So I'm going to dig right into it. I spent a lot more time kind of creating this video than I thought I was going to. So I'm just going to kind of dig, kind of right into it. So just and we are going to go in game and show the process, but this slide is just showing the basic process, right? We're going to go and kill these 4 NPCs. You can slash waypoint 1187, comma 2479. We'll show that in game. To get to them, each of those is going to drop one of these colored insignias that look like headbands. We're then going to run to the Gaz Commander. We're going to turn those 4 in, and each time we turn one in, we are going to get a soldier's brooch. And depending on, this is just showing a warrior one, but depending on what class you want, you'll be able to pick your class's brooch, and it'll have different stats. And then we are going to +1 all of those. And so what I want you to do before you come to Rathe Mountains, so yes, the quest does start in Rathe Mountains, and we'll get to that part, but I want you to empty your bags as much as you can. My examples here in the timings I have are based on having 72 open bag slots. And what that allows you to do, you have 4 insignias per quest. And so 72 divided by 4, you can get 18 complete sets per load, basically, before you have to run back and turn them in. And so that it takes approximately 30 seconds to clear all 4 mobs at once, and they have about a minute and a half respawn time. So basically, it'll take you about 43 minutes to fill your bags up. If you don't have that many bag slots, then it may take you a little longer. But you could maybe fit, I think, 2 more if you had all 10 slot bags and completely empty your bags before you got there. But I didn't. I didn't do that. So um, turn in reward choice, right? We're going to turn in 4 insignias to Commander Faltip to get 1. Each complete set awards 1 base soldier's brooch. We're going to choose the class version we want. The example shown is going to be the warrior, but you might have a different one. And the measured time to turn in 18 sets is 180 seconds. But this is just the total time, so this is what I did. Took me 43 minutes to get the 18 sets. Ran back to the commander, that took 4 minutes. I turned in the quest items, that took 3 minutes. So that's 18 sets turning in. I +1 them all, that took another 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And the time to combine all the +1s to make a +5 was 1 minute, for a total time to get the first +5 at 53 minutes 20 seconds. And then you have to just repeat it once to then combine those 2 +5s to get a +6. At that point, you could do it again, and spend another, 2 hours or so and get 2 more, or another +6 to get to a +7, or you could start using motes at that point if you wanted, or just be good. So let me transition to this. This is where the NPCs are, and what I do is, and you could look here, when I've got all of these all filled up already, and I already have a +5, and I have 4 open slots. So I just use my pet here. I just kind of wait here for them all to spawn, and I just target them all, attack, and then my pet will just go and kill them all. You can use a timer like with EQ Companion or something, or another app, and it'll set it for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is when they spawn, and then you get your 4 items. Again, if we looked at the map, this is where I am currently, and if I were to do let me actually move this back so I can get the waypoint. If I were to do a slash waypoint at the to get to Commander Faltip, which is the turn-in NPC, he is a -1576, -255, and so he's down here, where this red mark is. I'm not, and then this is where the mobs are at the 1187, comma 2479. I'm not going to run back there. I'm going to save some time here, so I gated at him. I would highly suggest you gate at either the NPCs where you get the quest mob or the commander if you want, just to save that 2 to 3 minute run. But the real advantage is making sure you come here with your bags emptied so that you're only doing that run as few times as possible. And so, this is where he is. I don't need my pet anymore, so let me just get him out of the way. If I were to do a slash waypoint from here, and I do the 1187, 2479, and I must not have done that right. Let's see, waypoint 1187, 2479. Again, you would run back there and get back to the NPCs, but let's just go ahead and fill and start turning these in. Oh, I gotta select the word. So this is, of course, the reward screen. So you're going to, I think it will default to the top to whatever your primary class is if it's supported. What I did find interesting is that as we look through these, there's Necro, Monk and Rogue, Shaman, Shadow Knight. There's no Enchanter in here, and I didn't really think about all the classes, but it feels like some other classes are missing as well. Maybe Berserker. Um, so it is interesting that when they made this into a allow you to select what class you want, I don't know why it just isn't including everybody. So maybe it just depends on what your primary class is. So you just hit the select button and then you turn in the next one. So I should have thought about maybe turning some of these in before doing the video, and maybe I'll just cut some of this out. Okay, so this is my last turn in. So you can see now I've got my 18 here, and then we're of course going to use your motes to +1 them. You don't have to do this, but if you don't, it's going to take you double the amount of time. I don't think it's worth that. You can always get more motes, and in fact, you might say, you know what, I'm going to go up and use +5 motes. You know what I mean, in order to get one up to a +6, then combine them to a +7. That's certainly fine as well. But not everybody has those level of motes or want to use them on this particular piece of equipment. So again, I'm going to just probably not do all of these I'm just going to go ahead and pause the recording after I do a couple, and then I'll be right back when I finish them all. Okay, so we've got them all up to a +1, so let's just check that real quick. If we go across, and then all I'm going to do is go through very quickly and just combine all of these. You don't need to spend time like combining these into a +2 and then combining +2s into a +3. That doesn't, the math works out the same either way, so don't let anybody fool you to doing that. Just do this very quickly. It's going to give us our +5 that we're aiming for one round, and I already did another round, and I have a +6 already equipped from when the quest first came out. So this is really, I'm redoing this today just for the purposes of making the video, but it also is going to give me a +7. Okay, so now we have this +5. I have this +5 down here. I'm going to combine that. So now I have a +6. And if we go into my inventory, I have a +6 there as well. And I'm going to combine that to get my +7, which is a little bit of an upgrade. So again, that may not be the most efficient way, but if you don't want to spend a lot of motes on it, you don't mind spending a couple hours, then I do find that worked pretty quickly. You can be killing those NPCs in between doing work or other stuff around the house. Just come back, kill them every couple of minutes, fill up your bags, turn them into the commander, do your combines, and then go back and repeat it as many times as you want. You're going to get that +5 every single time. Now, the more you do it, the more the +1 motes you have. I happen to have 100 of them or so, and so each round takes 18 of them. But yeah, that's it. So hopefully you liked the video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe. I try to go live a couple times a week, and I'm trying to make some of these guide videos as well. So if you subscribe, like, turn on notifications, then you'll be notified if I upload a new video. So leave some comments. You have any questions or any tips on how I could have made that better? Then I am welcome that feedback. I might actually, use, some voids or something, to get this up to a +10 at this point. I don't think because if I wanted to get this to a +8 even, I'd have to do the +5, 4 more times. So not quite 4 hours, but I'd rather go farm motes or something in order to get it up there. So again, thanks for the time, and hope you like the video.